Yes, good night. Good night, St. Martin, and welcome to www.xsmtalk.com. Welcome to your favorite internet program. Of course, I'm your host, Christopher Emmanuel, and welcome to live and serious discussion. And tonight, yes, we will have a very serious discussion, and I may come across a bit steamy and aggressive tonight, and it's simply because I think it's time that we here in this country, especially those in the higher echelons of the decision making, start to do things that is right in this country and stop allowing us to be, how should I say it, look like fools, look like dummies, look like idiots. But let me say good night and welcome to everyone that is listening. Call a friend, call someone, and tell them to log on to www.sxmtalk.com. I encourage everyone to view the shows and write your comments in the chat box. And tonight, I'm going to ask my engineer to see if he can post some of the chats that are coming through so I can have a dialogue with anyone out there, because I really want to know what you think about this issue, what you think about this discussion that we're going to have tonight. And let me know if I'm wrong. Let me know if I should just leave it as it is. It's not a big deal. Don't bother with it. Christopher, it's not much. But I'm a bit upset. And why am I upset is because we see many other things in this country that needs help, that needs assistance, that needs money, financing, funds to do good work in St. Martin, to help people in St. Martin. I am trying to wrap my hands around this issue, and it's an issue I've been looking at for a while. From the early set, from the beginning, when I heard about it, I said this is a bunch of nonsense. It's craziness. But then again, is who makes these decisions? Is who allow these things to happen and go on in St. Martin? I can't get it understand. You see, this whole thing with this $92,000 plus that St. Martin is to pay to this football player Ochi Cinco, Chad Ochi Cinco, is what have me so concerned. Now, I remember from the onset when I heard about it, and it was done so secrety. He was coming here, he was getting married, and I think the airport was the one responsible for putting up $100,000 or something like that. I'm not too sure. And we host the wedding. Most of it was done on the northern side of the island. The filming was done. But we didn't really know what much came out from it. All we know is that St. Martin had to put up $90,000+ to host the wedding. And he's a star on Basketball Wives. He's a 6-time Pro Bowl receiver and stuff like that. So whoever there is, probably in their wisest thinking, it would have been good promotion for St. Martin. It would be good advertising for St. Martin. I can't get it understand. I don't see it. I don't see it at all. All right? But let me tell you my thing about it. I think St. Martin, we got duped. I think we got conned and we got played into spending and dishing out $90,000+ for ratings. And not for ratings to boost St. Martin, no. Ratings to put this individual back on the map. You see? And the whole Basketball Wives this and Basketball Wives that. I don't get to understand who was the wise ones that figure this would have promoted St. Martin in a good light. It would have advertised us in a good light. But let me tell you my concern about it. And I'm trying to wrap my head around the thinking of the minister when he says the money will be put on hold. What are you putting it on hold for? It shouldn't be put on hold. It should be suspended, period. Nothing should be paid out, period. We have a tape here that shows the Miami Dolphins football team release Chad Ochi Cinco from their lineup. Basically, he got fired for the incident with his wife that he got married here in St. Maarten, and 2 weeks later, they filed for divorce because nothing is going on. But in between that, St. Maarten is being used. We are being used because we hosted the wedding, we put on the wedding, we have to spend the money. All right? And for the wise ones out there, this is a good promotion for St. Maarten. $90-something thousand. But Safe Haven can get $5,000, can get $10,000. But we put on $90,000+ for a wedding. He's being fired, he's being released. Everything is suspending everything, but we here in St. Maarten still holding out and hoping. What are we getting out of it? Now, these are the kind of things what has pissed me off. And it has get me upset because we got some Johnny come lately down at the airport what decided this would have been a good marketing ploy, a good thing for St. Maarten, so let we host it. Let we put it on. And I'm still trying to see the spin-off. What are we getting? What's in it for me? What's in it for St. Maarten? Minister, you shouldn't be having no $90-something+ thousand on hold. He shouldn't be getting the money, period. And you see, these are the kind of things that we just talk about. Now, no one would have known the cost that St. Maarten have to dish out if this didn't happen. He was in police custody. He beat up his wife because this one found a condom wrapper in the house or whatever, or whatever, or whatever. My thing about it is this. When you go to London and you're at the train stations, the major train stations like Piccadilly, Victoria, King's Cross, when you're going to catch the tubes or the underground and you're going down the steps or you're moving in the escalators, when you look on the walls, what you're going to see? Come to St. Kitts and Nevis. Beautiful sand, Marriott Hotel. Big advertisement. St. Kitts and Nevis. Flight to Barbados. Sandals Hotel. When you're in New York and you see the taxi cabs and them passing, you see a big sign on top of the taxi cab, Curacao, Aruba. You know, these are the kind of things that they are using to promote their island, to advertise for their island. Hundreds and thousands and millions of people move about in New York every day, move about in London every day. What St. Maarten do? Spending $90,000+ to host a wedding. And in my opinion, just one man's opinion, you know, all of this was done just for ratings. Just for probably basketball wives or Ochi Cinco and all them to get ratings. So he could be in the spotlight. He could be in the media on the backs, again, of St. Maarten people, because we have people in this country that have access to thousands of the people's money. Thousands of dollars, and these are the sort of things we look to do to promote the country, to promote the island, to advertise for St. Maarten. You see? And you know, you just sit down and you just want to understand who are the ones responsible for these sort of things. Like the room and service charge that the West End is supposed to be paying to government, but it's being held back so that the West End could promote the island. I haven't seen not one promotion in a magazine, on a commercial, on Travelocity. I haven't seen nothing on Priceline. I mean, where is the advertising for St. Maarten? Where is it? What are we getting out of the tourist office? You had a girl Chong Ling who was there making a big fat heavy salary. And you could never understand what St. Maarten is getting out of it. But we keep promoting and spending money in these sort of things. I don't really care about Ochi Cinco. I don't really care about it. What I care about is the kind of money that we think we should be spending on these frivolous and ridiculous sort of things, saying that in the name of promoting St. Maarten, advertising for St. Maarten. But yet we got places like Safe Haven and Turning Point that is doing good work in this country, especially Safe Haven. And they can't even get 100 guilders a month to do shopping. I don't get it understand. I really don't get it understand at all. We was trying our best to get a tape so that you guys could see what we are talking about. NBC is suspending this. The Miami Dolphins get rid of him. He's losing everything. But we here in St. Maarten, we holding the money. What holding it for what? Holding it for what? I don't get it understand. What is it we are doing in this country? What is it that we are doing in this country? It upsets me. Who the hell is Ochi Cinco? Why should we be getting involved in these sort of stupidness? How are they promoting because they're going to be aired on Basketball Wives? Seriously? Seriously? So why it is we can't get St. Maarten posted on the taxi cabs? 13,000 taxi cabs in New York. 13,000 taxi cabs in New York. And we can't get St. Maarten plastered on 100 of them? On 200 of them? How is it we can't get advertising in Holland Sport? Or Amsterdam Central? Or in Rotterdam in the metro? Stick up there. How come we can't see nothing with St. Maarten there in it? Come on, man. Come on, man. It's time we get serious with the people's money. It's time we get serious with the people's business. Tourism is our product. Tourism is our thing. And if we're going to spend money at the tune of $90,000+, then we should do it right. Constructively. Not these kind of stupidness. Why are we getting involved with these kind of things? Huh? Ochi Cinco? I mean, if you're going to talk about a star, talk about a real star, no? Talk about a real star. Go out, spend that kind of money, and bring Usain Bolt to St. Maarten. Bring him to St. Maarten. BBC News going to follow him. BBC Caribbean going to follow him. CNN going to follow him. Spend that kind of money and bring him here for 2 days, so the young people in the church them could see a Caribbean brother, a star, an athlete. You're bringing an Ochi Cinco. Huh? Try to see if you can get the young girl Gabby. You know, wherever she go, camera will follow her. You're bringing Ochi Cinco. If you're going to spend money for something, spend money for something good. Spend money for something good. Who the hell cares about Ochi Cinco? Throw some money behind some real stars, some real athletes. Wherever you travel throughout London is big posters with Usain Bolt and the Jamaican flag. Of course, that's his country. We have a number of Jamaicans living here in St. Maarten. The fact is, Even if he come to St. Maarten with a Jamaican flag and everything, he's in St. Maarten. So St. Maarten could brag and boast that Usain Bolt came to St. Maarten. Leave the Jamaican Association, throw the biggest party for him. All the yardies and them come together and they do their thing. That don't matter to us. What matters is that he's in St. Maarten and the media is going to hear about it. YouTube is going to hear about it. Google is going to hear about it. You Google Usain Bolt in St. Maarten, spend the money on something like that. At least the children in the country could get a glimpse, a picture, an autograph of a real star, a Caribbean star. Not behind Ochi Cinco. I ain't bringing down the brother, you know. I ain't bringing down the brother. But what I am saying is that if we're going to spend money, then let us spend money on something worthwhile. Let us spend money on something real. Ochi Cinco? I mean, we talk about some real stars, man. If you can't get Usain Bolt, bring the boy Blake. Just as good. Bring Sharendi Martina, he was here already. From Curacao, ran for the hall. He ain't win nothing, but he's a star in our eyes. He's a star in our eyes. Maybe never in the lifetime of a lot of people here in St. Maarten, they would ever get to see Usain Bolt. Okay? They'll never get to see him. But if we're going to spend money, then throw some money behind this young guy. Tell him, listen, come to St. Maarten for 2 days, and we train up $100,000 at you for 2 days. And you take him throughout the schools. Leave him give a walk around in Rahul Village, and you put all the children them out. So they could walk with their iPhone and their BlackBerry and the digital camera and get pictures of a real star. They will never forget it. Those are the kind of things that we are talking about if you want to do something for the country. And then you know what's going to happen? The BBC News is going to follow him. The Caribbean Online News going to follow him. BBC Caribbean going to follow him. CNN going to follow him. NBC going to follow him. And we here in St. Maarten going to be the envy in the region. We're going to be the envy in the region. Yes, he's from Jamaica, but at least he graced his presence here on St. Maarten. I am tired of the smart individual that we have here does think that these are something good with Ochi Cinco and this stupid. Listen, this here, with this 97 is playing out stupidness. St. Maarten got conned. We got duped. We have been bamboozled. That's what this is. It's garbage because it means nothing for St. Maarten economy. Nobody going to flock here because Ochi Cinco was here and we throw a wedding for him. He's a nobody. His time is up. He's not a star anymore. Yes, he's a 6-time Pro Bowl receiver. That was then. That was then. If you're going to do something, bring some real stars. Bring some real stars. It is time that we here in St. Maarten get our act together. We continue doing the same foolishness over in Ochi Cinco. Seriously? Huh? Come on, man. Come on. If we're going after some real prize, get some real prize. Because you know what? St. Maarten is worth it. St. Maarten young people is worth it. It is time we inspire our youth here to achieve great and good things. Going to play football for who? But we have runners, we have young athletes here. Come on, St. Maarten. Why can't we do things good? Why can't we do things right? I mean, I could say so much about this, but I have nothing good to say. And there are some names I want to call it on. There are some names I want to call who was responsible for putting on this garbage. And these are the kind of things that our leaders is okay. Minister, get your act together. If you're going to spend money on something real and something good. Throw 150,000, throw 100,000 at Usain Bolt. 200,000, throw it at him for 2 days. Because you know what? It will be a memory that we had a great Olympic legend here on St. Maarten. I mean, it is time that St. Maarten people deserve something good. When was the last time? When was the last time the government of St. Maarten or any one of the entities such as the airport, the harbor, Telem, GB, did something really, really marvelous for the youth, for the population, in terms of bringing someone with a caliber of respectability, with a caliber of greatness, with a caliber of legendary? When was the last time? Have it ever been? Have it ever been? You know, we have these government officials and them here raking in these kind of salaries, and you have to ask your question, for doing what? $90,000+ for Ochi Cinco and a wedding that he was putting on here for some woman who's in Basketball Wives, and I simply don't get it. And then the minister is saying that the money's on hold. The money's on hold for what? The money's on hold for what? To see what? Give me that money and I bet you I get Usain Bolt here. Involve the Jamaican Association. Let him know that he's coming here because we have over 1,000+ Jamaicans on the island. Leave them come and see their country boy. Leave the young people of St. Maarten see a true star, a true legend from our region, someone that they can aspire and look up to and emulate and want to be like. We don't want to be like Ochi Cinco beaten up. We don't want to do that. But anyway, yeah, I don't get to understand what we just do in this country and figure that we're doing good things. I simply don't get to understand. I'm really disappointed in this story and the kind of money that we are spending to do these kind of stupidness. I can't even say that and this proves to me even more, it proves to me even more that these ministers just travel all over the place for nothing. They're traveling for leisure. They're traveling for fun. They're traveling for themselves. You see? Anyway, I want to switch over to another topic, and it's a very sensitive topic. I'm just going to touch on it a bit here tonight. But I'm working out some information and some research. And the reason, and I really didn't want to touch on the topic now because of the sensitivity of it. I'm talking about a hospital. And you see, St. Maarten people, we are so reactive. We are not proactive at all. And we wait until something happens. We wait until something go wrong. We wait until there's an issue in the country for us to want to start to talk about it, for us to start to discuss it. Now, wait, let me leave that topic there and come back to this topic. I still have my bone to pick with Tell Him, you know. I seriously have a bone to pick with Tell Him. And you see that lady, what's her name? Helma Etnel Helma. More and more, when I listen to the stories coming out, you seriously have to go, you know. I trying to figure out where these people them does get the gall. That, and the thing is, only in this wait a minute. Let me compose myself, because I try my best to choose my words correctly. Because I can't be blaming people for doing what they're doing. I have to blame us, right? Because we have a set of people in this country that has come here and use whatever means they use to get to the top in certain departments, in certain organizations, in certain companies, and then all of a sudden they feel that they are better than St. Maarten people, and they could fire them, they could do whatever they want to do. I don't get to understand how everyone could be telling this woman that Tell Him is a cash cow and Tell Him is doing well, but only she thinks that Tell Him should be sold. Now I see that they paint the building there in St. Peter's, coming up South Reward, red. And listen, symbolism is a very important thing. This is my opinion again. I stand to be corrected. As a matter of fact, whether I stand to be corrected or not, this is my opinion. I think and I believe that Tell Him has already been sold, ciphered off, chopped up, pinched off, corner off, and all these people and them, the players, governments and the union and Aetna and all of them don't get their cake or the share from Digicel. Okay? I think it's a done deal. It's already it's over, because you're painting everything red. I am telling you, before this year is out, mark me well, before this year is out, you're going to hear that Digicel have taken over Tell Him. Before this year is out. But I suspect that it's a done deal already. Alright? So what they did is reshuffle. They done sign everything already, because it is so strange. It is so strange. A number of people are being laid off, taking Tell Him to court, taking Helma to court. But you ain't hearing nobody from in government saying nothing. Nobody have nothing to say. The minister responsible don't have nothing to say. The shareholder rep in terms of the prime minister don't have nothing to say. The unions are quiet, they don't have nothing to say. And I don't get it to understand. And Tell Him is in crisis. I don't get it to understand. So I am saying here, I believe that Tell Him is already sold to Digicel. It's already sold. It's no more Tell Him. It's Digicel now. Because where there's smoke, there's fire. And if it look like a duck, it walk like a duck, it quacks like a duck, then listen to me, it can't be nothing else but a blinking duck. And that is what I'm seeing when they are painting all the trucks with a red stripe. Everything they come up in advertisement is red. They're painting all their buildings with a roof red and a red rim around it. The tanks they're painting red. To me, that looks like Digicel. No, I have no problem with Digicel. I have nothing with it. But then level and tell the people the truth. You see? I don't think enough of you guys are going to jail. That's why. That's why I think it's a conspiracy in this country. All of them are in cahoots. All of them are one. Everybody is getting their share. But we, who are spending the money and making the cow and the calf fat. Okay? We fattening the calf, fattening the cow, and they slaughtering it. So it's who getting the hind leg and who getting the mutton and who getting the top. Is they getting everything? But we got to just pay for everything. I'm going to say this though. What goes around? It is a funny thing how this world works, you know. It's a funny thing how this world works. Alright? One day, it all going to come to light, it's going to come to pass. That's what I'm saying before this year is out. We're going to hear that our government, and you see the thing is, you don't even know if it's a government-owned company or not. You don't even know. And you got those on the board, and when you talk to them, oh, we can't get involved. So if you can't get involved, then what are you on the board for? Why are you part of the board anyway? All right? But I am saying this to tell him, you know. I am saying this to tell him. I am saying this to the head and the management of Telem. $49.95 is $49.95. I am not paying not a cent more for internet service. Huh? You have advertised $49.95 per month. And I'm saying this to everyone who's listening, everyone who's getting Telem service, everyone who's paying for internet. If you have 2 megabytes, $49.95 is the price. And let me say this, I'm waiting for my boy Kendall to come and tell me something. I'm waiting for him to come and tell me something. All right? Let me get back to this hospital issue. Right? I don't know the director, Dr. Scott. I saw him a few times. Right? But Dr. Scott, I'm going to say it here. It may be my detriment, so I could hold this as a record and come for me in case of anything. But if that was my family, seriously, you, Dr. Scott, it would have been hell to tell the priest. Serious. I would have rolled through that hospital like an avalanche. Seriously. No police. Listen, they would have had to send the whole force. They would have to send an army. Okay? Because this is the height of words cannot express what goes on or what happened in that hospital. And I'm saying this to the members of parliament and all those from National Alliance too. Get all your act together. Call the minister. Call the minister to a meeting in parliament. As a matter of fact, call Dr. Scott first. Coalition partners, DP, call him first. Okay? And find out what is going on in that hospital. Oh, you don't got nothing to say. Oh, you got a question. You guys need to grow some balls, partner. As much as you may not have nothing to say in the hospital, at the end of the day, the livelihood and the security and the well-being of every citizen in this country is the government's responsibility. So I don't care how much board members there and you can't say nothing, you can't do nothing. You better get something done. Because a day going to come where it's going to happen to the wrong family, to the wrong person. To the wrong person. And they're not going to sit back and take it lightly. They're not going to do it. And this is when I say we are so proactive. We're not reactive. We wait until things get done. Honorable Minister Cornelius D. Weaver, listen, you better do something, you know. You know what? I done with this program tonight. Because I going to say, you see what happened in the hospital there? For crying out loud, people should be going to the hospital to get help. Sick, help. Sick, help. Not die. Not die. Not die. And everybody got their mouth hush. Dr. Scott mouth is hush. The minister mouth is hush. The members of parliament mouth is hush. So what? Lives don't mean nothing? St. Maarten people don't mean nothing? Or you better get your act together, you know. Dr. Scott, you got to go. We have had enough of you running and operating this hospital, you know. You know what? Let me tell my engineer that I done for tonight. I done for tonight. I apologize to all those who feel that I was a bit rough and I get upset because these things. Imagine that's my child. What are you going to tell me? What are you going to tell me, partner? My cousin, my aunt, my uncle, my friend. What you're going to say? It's just an accident? Who are these doctors that you have here? And then they're going through your company because you have a company from... It's such a bubble. Only in St. Maarten, these sort of madness, craziness happens here, man. Only in St. Maarten, these kind of nonsenses happen. Huh? You got Helma doing what she want at Tell-Em. You got Dr. Scott doing what he want at the hospital. You got Mingo doing what he want at the harbor. And nobody got nothing to say. I really trying to figure out what you guys would have said to me if that was my family there. Listen, I would have run through that hospital. Boy, hey. I don't have nothing. You know what? My mother always said to me, Christopher, if you don't have nothing good to say, then don't say nothing at all. My condolences goes out to Member of Parliament Sylvia Myers and the family. Seriously, I don't even know the end of, but I feeling, my eyes watering up because I feeling it. And these things are not supposed to happen. Huh? Somebody head got to roll. It's going to happen to the wrong family and to the wrong person, you know. And I pray, God, please, not Christopher Emmanuel. Please. Or not no one. It shouldn't happen to no one, period. Yes, accidents happen. But not like this, man. Not like this. Not like this. Is it? Huh? And then nobody got nothing to say. Nobody got nothing to say. We haven't heard from the Prime Minister. We haven't heard from the Deputy Prime Minister. We haven't heard from the Minister. Minister, what do you have to say? Cornelius Weaver, what do you have to say? What's your position? What's your role? But you're signing up for breastfeeding something. Yes, that's important. Leave the breast alone and deal with the hospital issue. Are you sending George Scott a letter, a sanction, a summons? What are you doing? And if that can't be done, members of parliament, you're the bosses here. Call that minister to order. Call George Scott to order and send them their marching order. If you're going to cause the coalition, then so be it. So be it. People can't be dying on an operating table like that. What? I understand the hypocritical oath. Okay? And physicians, let's cover up for physicians. I understand it. Was he drunk? Was he intoxicated? Was he under stress? For a simple procedure. A simple procedure. And, sorry, you know, in 1996, my 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 mom and my aunt both was fatally killed in a tragic accident. And I can understand they got run over by a car. My aunt died on the spot. My mom died later in the hospital. She was dragged under a car, and the only way they found the gentleman is because piece of her clothes was lodged in the license plate of the individual. And not only was he intoxicated, right? He didn't have a driver's license, and his explanation was he had women in the sky and he was eager to get home. You see, and this gentleman, for killing two people, he spent 11 months in jail for killing two people. Right? Now, I don't want to be comparing the United States to St. Martin for vehicular manslaughter, homicide, and those sort of things, right? And I can't even say that I'm coming to terms or I'm getting over it. No, I'm still upset. I'm still angry. I feel it every day. So when these, like the young gentleman that got killed on Sunday on the bike, and that's another thing for bikers. And I mean, this is like the third or the fourth fatal motorbike accident. You know? Because people are being reckless. People are being careless. Just being careless and reckless. Okay? So the point that I'm trying to make here is that sometimes your life is in the hands of human beings, and things do happen. We are not perfect. All right? But there should be some sort of accountability when these sort of things happen. And it may not, it will never ever bring the person back. And the family and friends have to deal with that for the rest of their life. But some sense of sympathy, some sense of calming, some sense of understanding should be forthcoming. And it should be forthcoming from those that are responsible, from those that make a decision, you know? And because what this is doing now is it has everyone scared. It has everyone frightened. So now, I mean, yes, there's a number of employees at the hospital, but everybody should try to get a friend's side insurance and go to the hospital on the northern side, because, I mean, this is scary. And the most upsetting part about it is that nobody got nothing to say. Nobody have nothing to say. And then you just hear the rumor that George Scott does probably be on the island twice in a month. He lives in Holland. And you don't want to make it a George Scott issue. You want to make it an accountability issue. Someone should be held accountable when these sort of simple, you can't even call it a mishap. Okay? Okay? We simply and we just can't continue like this. We can't continue like this. It's unacceptable, and it's unacceptable in the largest of margins. But everybody busy out there. Everybody who are responsible, everybody is busy out there doing their own thing, getting their own thing online, checking for themselves. And in the meantime, the hospital is operating at a mediocre level. You see? And it is sad because people are dying. And now the family have to be grieving, the loved ones and them crying and suffering. And Judge Scott and the doctor and the minister, they going on living their lives, having the steak and the mutton and in the fancy restaurant, sushi and caviar, and just living life, living it normal. And what they would say, oh well, these things happen. But I am saying to them, right, that not everyone going to be understanding, like the family, not everybody. Not everybody. I'm going to leave you here tonight, St. Maarten, because I realize that this is making me, is making me very, very emotional. Because, I mean, you're talking about 30,000+ people on the southern side, 1.5 million visitors a year, and we have such a deplorable, but I wouldn't say deplorable, but I would say a medical center that can do much better, that should be much better. I must admit, I'm going to be fair, I have always received good service at the medical center. I've always received good service, but it pains and it hurts me, and it makes me scared to trust physicians and trust doctors when you hear these sort of things happening here in St. Maarten, when you know that things can be so much better. St. Maarten people, I'm asking you to be vigilant. I'm asking you to start to challenge your government, question your government, be forthright and straight with your government. You don't have to be scared, because as I say it all the time, they work for you. They work for you. So take care of yourself, St. Maarten. Take care of yourself. Because I know it's a bit early to end the program, but I'm really, really feeling upset. My emotions are crazy, because I'm very angry. And I'm angry with the ones responsible, all those that should be held accountable. You need to put the public at ease, at rest, and give guarantees that you're going to look into this situation diligently, vigorously, to make sure that these sort of things won't and shouldn't happen in our society. But we have a minister that seems to be incompetent, that he doesn't know what to say and what to do. And what do you see in the papers? He's standing up with pictures talking about breast milk and breastfeed and breast this, when you have a tragedy in the medical center, but you're talking about breasts. I know, man. Come on. Come on. Anyway, take care of yourself, St. Maarten. God bless each and every one of you guys. Goodbye.
There was a time when people dare not utter a word. There was a time when people were in the dark and searching for accurate information. Just when all hope is lost and frustration hangs in the balance, SXMTalk emerges and broke the silence. Join host Christopher Emmanuel for live and serious discussions and hard talk.